Let's take a look at our drawing here. We need to draw this thing in 3 views, a multi-view drawing. That's going to include a view of the top, the front, and the right side. To do this, the best step to start with is to draw a box that would contain the entire front view, the entire right side view, and the entire top view. Let's take a look at how to start that here. Go into do a new mech temp, make sure you're in the object layer, line, in ortho, and our front view is 3 inches wide, 1.75 inches tall, 1.75. Now, our next view is going to be the right side view. We're going to place it over in this portion of the screen. To do that, we need to offset a distance to where that's going to start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to offset this sideline 1 unit. So we know that's where it's going to start. Now, next thing we're going to do is begin to look at some of the features of this side unit. One of the best ways to do that is use construction lines to give us some guidelines to draw with. So watch how I do construction lines. I'm going to go up to my object layer, my layer properties. I'm going to go to my construction layer and change it from white to dark gray. That just helps me see it a little better. I'm going to check mark that and close it. So I'm on the construction layer. Let's see how that looks. We're going to do draw construction line. And down here, we're going to hit H for horizontal. And that's going to allow us to lock onto a point. We're going to lock onto the top one and the bottom one. Alright. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to do some vertical ones. Line, construction line, V for vertical. Click on there and there. That's the directions we are going to be offsetting to get to our other views. The last step is to highlight the 4 construction lines and come up here to send to back. Now the red ones will stay on top so we can see them. Now the question is, how long is the right side view? That answer is right here, 5.25. How tall is it? It shares the same height as the front view. So let's put that in place now. Switch back, object layer, line, point there, 5.25, down 1.75, back 5.25. Now we can do the same thing up here. Do our top view. Offset 1 inch, that line. Now, how far back does the top view go? Well, it goes back to the same distance as the side view. Let's take a look at that. Top view would go this way, 5.25. Line, straight up, 5.25, over 3, down back home. So those are my 3 views boxed out. Next step is let's focus on the front view here, and let's draw it out as it looks. We've got some little feet down here, an offset up, and some space over. So let's take a look at that. Remember, if you need to pause the video, you can pause it to look back and forth at your sheet. I'm now going to offset these red lines to get my intersection points. So, first offset, 0.5, up from the bottom, over from the sides, and down from the top. Next offset, 0.25, from the side in, side in. Now, we can start trimming some of these objects. We need to trim the bottom so we see the legs. We need to trim the top. So we see the upper portion that's been notched out. Then we need to trim the middle. Remember, you just need to select the lines that are involved. Almost done. Just gotta get rid of the outside ones. Oops, selected my wrong line there. Now you'll notice that I did lose my construction line, but I can bring it back in place. There's my shape of my front view with correct dimensions. The next step, to help us transfer this image to the right side and to the top, we need to put in more construction lines. Construction line, H for horizontal. Now I'm going to escape out of that and change my layer first. I forgot to do that. Construction, draw, H for horizontal. 1, 2. Construction line again. V for vertical. That's an important feature I would see. That's an important feature I'd see. That's important, and that's important. Now, last thing to do, zoom out. Select all these lines you've drawn and send them to the back. You can still see our image there. Now, let's take a look. We need to draw this right side view. What are we going to see when we look at it? Well, we're going to see the bottom line. We'll see a step line and a top edge. Let's go back and do that now. We definitely see this top edge line. So I'm going to go back to Object, Line, here to there. That's that step. Now, this cutout right here that we see notched out from the bottom, we can't see it from the outside, but it still exists. There's a construction line there. That's where we put in what's called a hidden line. That shows us that if we were to cut through this item, we would see it there. Let's quickly turn off our construction layer and see how that looks. So that is our right side view. Alright, now let's turn that back on. Let's work on that top view. Top view looking down, we're going to see this step right here, where my mouse is. However, this corner notched out exists, but it's hidden. So we have to make sure we have the right line for that. So, first thing we'll do, let's do the one we see first. Object layer, line. This is the corner that we see. We line up with it, draw our line, repeat line, there to there. Now, this is the one that lines up with our hidden line. Switch to hidden, line, there to there. Repeat line, there to there. Now again, we can come in, turn off construction, and take a look at our object. Looks pretty good. All that's missing now is the holes. So let's figure out where those holes are going to go. Shows us here that they're centered right down the middle of the object. There's 2 of them, and they have a 1-inch diameter. The first one's distance is 1.38 from the front. Next one is 2.5 from that one. So easily, we come in here. I'm going to leave my construction lines off for a minute. And I'm going to offset 1.38. Offset that line to there. Offset again 2.5 from here to here. Now, I'm going to quickly change those to construction lines, which are also off. I have to turn back on. And I'm going to draw a construction line vertically right down the middle of this object. There we go. So now that's where my holes are going to go. Go back to my object layer. I'm going to draw a circle. We want to specify the center point right there, and hit D for diameter, 1 for the measurement. Same thing, circle, center point, D for diameter, 1 for the diameter, 1 for the inch for the diameter. Alright, so those are in the right place. Now, we need to start transferring that information down into these two views. We see the holes from the top. They're hidden from the side view. First thing we're going to do is do another construction line. And we're going to hit A for angle. And we're going to do a 45-degree angle. And then specify the point it's going to go through. Right here. Then hit escape. I'm going to change that to construction. Now watch, this is kind of the cool part where we see where things get transferred. So, I'm going to come in here, switch to construction. Again, construction line, H for horizontal. I'm going to put it right through the center of the circle. Right through the center of the circle. Then what I can do is I can do another construction line, V for vertical, and drop them right off the points that cross my 45-degree angle line. 1, 2. That is now the center point, center line of those circles. All I need to do is offset the construction line, 0.5 for the radius, one way that way, one way that way, and that way. Hit escape. These are hidden lines now. Line from there to there, there to there. Repeat line here to here, here to here. Now let's see what that looks like. I'm going to turn off construction, and I can see hidden line in the background, hidden lines vertically for the sides. We need to show that circle here and add in some center lines. Turn construction back on. I'm going to draw, again, construction line, wrong layer, sorry, construction line, V for vertical. I'm going to draw one off the side of the circle, the center of the circle is already done, and the other side of the circle. Switch over to hidden, line, top to bottom, right click, enter, right click, repeat, top to bottom. Last thing this needs is center lines. We'll come in here, switch to center line, and draw a line down the center of the circle. Now I did make one mistake. I'm going to fix that real quick. I'm going to turn off my construction now. Alright, I went too far with these holes. These holes are cut out of this portion, not out of the leg. All I need to do is come back and trim. And that's much better. Hidden lines. Now, let's go back and turn on center and construction. They're right there. Let's turn off just construction. All I need to do is lengthen my center lines. L-E-N, enter. D-E, enter. 0.125, enter. Top of the line, bottom of the line. Top, bottom. Top, bottom, top, bottom. Top, bottom, top, bottom. Alright, and we are all set there. This drawing, oh, we got to add in a couple more lines. Center lines there. I'm going to copy that, lengthen, DE, 0.125 and work myself around. I'm just going to do one click on each side here. Alright, and that is everything we need for this activity.